Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Justin. I'm a doctoral candidate and I have got way too much bouncing around inside my head. And because it's the start of a new semester, I thought it was the perfect time to talk about how to level up your note-taking by building a second brain. Building a second brain is a series of guidelines for taking notes that encourages you to continually collect knowledge and ideas that resonate with you and build a kind of database for things you want to remember. That way, when you go to write or create something, you start with this wealth of knowledge instead of starting from scratch with a blank piece of paper. It's really more of a knowledge collection philosophy rather than an actual system. If you want to take a deep dive into the details of building a second brain, you can check out the YouTube video that inspired me, or you can go straight to the source. But today I want to go into the details of how I built my second brain and how you can too. My personal note-taking journey started when I was in elementary school. Is that weird to have a personal note-taking journey? Anyways, I love the series of Unfortunate Events books, and in them, several characters kept a commonplace book, which is essentially just a notebook where you write down everything important that you want to keep with you and reference. Everything from charts and tables to recipes and favorite quotes. People were doing this as far back as the ancient Greek philosophers, and it was especially popular during the Renaissance. I thought this was a super cool idea, but it came with a few downsides. Being a physical notebook, you tend to start writing at the beginning and then just adding notes as you go. So all of your notes are in chronological order, in the order that you learn them. Even if you do this on your phone or your computer, it ends up just being this series of notes that you archive on your cloud or something. I had this same issue when I tried incorporating this into my bullet journal, which is great for keeping organized and remembering events, not so much for remembering facts and concepts. I fell down a bit of a rabbit hole researching different note-taking methods and found one called Zettelkasten. It really resonated with me and solved the problem I had of having to flip back and forth between the pages of my commonplace book. There are several scholars throughout history that have used a system similar to Zettelkasten. Probably the most famous was a sociologist called Niklas Luhmann, who credits Zettelkasten as the main reason why he was able to publish over 70 books and 400 scholarly articles over the course of his career. So here's how it works. You have a stack of note cards and you give each of them an index number and a topic. You have one topic per card, and each of those cards is listed on a table of contents. Then, whenever you learn something you want to remember about a topic, you write it down on the relevant index card and also make note of the source you learned it from. Additionally, since all of your topics are on numbered note cards, if there's a piece of information that links to concepts, you can use the index number to reference other cards and link your ideas together. So you end up with this incredible web of facts, thoughts, and ideas that are all linked together, and if you think this can get out of hand very easily, you're right. Niklas Luhmann, the guy I was talking about earlier, his Zettelkasten had about 9,000 index cards. Fortunately, we have the technology to make this so much more manageable. So I'm here at my desk and I've opened up RemNote on my computer. I like to build my second brain in RemNote. It's a free application with cloud storage and a mobile app, so you can take it with you. I've modeled my second brain on the Zettelkasten system. So you can see I've got my topics. Let's click on academic. And I've listed a bunch of subjects that I'm interested in here. And you can see here I've got notes on papers, notes on talks, and notes from classes. To explain why, it's easier to show you, so let's build a second brain like this one from scratch. I'm just going to click on add new knowledge base. I'm going to make it local only, and I'm going to title it demo. I'll click down here and make a new document, and I'll call it homepage. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to add some subjects. Let's add lecture notes. So let's say I was taking a class. I would go into lecture notes and type lesson 1. I like to have the date, so I'll put a double exclamation mark and that enters the date. I'll click on lesson 1 to make it full screen and I can start taking my notes. Now let's say one of these facts is related to subject number 2. I can go back to this fact and add a double hashtag. That opens up a tag window and I'll write down subject 2. So now this fact is tagged with subject number 2. I'll go back to my home page, and now when I click on subject number 2, not only is there room to add some more notes, the note I took in my lecture is brought in here too. If you don't like it showing the date it was taken, you can just click unsorted, and you have it more like a list. Additionally, if you go back and tag the entire lecture as being related to subject number 2, when you go into subject number 2, it shows this kind of hierarchy. And there you have it, a Zettelkasten style second brain, conveniently stored online in RemNote so you have a knowledge base that you can reference without having to carry around 1,000 note cards. If you decide to use this system, I highly recommend you check out the other features in RemNote. It's great for studying because it automatically makes flashcards out of your notes, and it has spaced repetition to optimize your memorization. This is not a sponsored video. You can use any application you like. I happen to really like RemNote because of all the features. I'll dive into them in another video. In the meantime, if you want to take all this knowledge you've collected in your second brain and use it in a publication, check out this video on how to write a scientific publication.